What's up, everybody? Josh Armijo here. I hope everybody's doing good and well and stuff. I'm here today to do part 1 of my top 20 albums of 2013. Now, unlike the previous year, 2012, this year was relatively easy for me to decide the 20 albums that made the biggest impact on me throughout this entire year. Surely there have been many different albums released from many different bands, artists, labels, in many different music styles. Death metal, black metal, thrash metal, doom, sludge, hardcore, grindcore, lots and lots of music styles to choose from here. But the 20 albums on this list definitely represent the albums that I've really loved and enjoyed throughout the year. So, with that being said, let's get part 1 underway. Reminder that this list is opinion, not fact, and this is my list, not yours. So anyways, here we go. Coming in at number 20, Mortal Decay, The Blueprint for Blood Spatter. When I found out that Mortal Decay were going to be returning and under the Comatose Music banner, I was pretty excited, because Mortal Decay are one of those long-standing death metal bands that really have released incredible music, great demo work, and even more awesome full-length albums. And as soon as I heard Danny Nelson's vocals being shrieked on this record, I was so excited. And his vocal style and the lyrical content that suits this album is definitely something that won me over. Very detailed, very gritty, very brutal, so to speak. And all those aspects are there within the vocal and lyrical content of this album. But as far as the music is concerned, I think the music is incredibly top tier, top quality stuff. The guitar work is incredibly heavy. I love the technicality that's done with the guitar work here. The bass work is tremendous. I just love the way everything is about the bass tone on this album. It's probably one of the best bass tones you'll hear on a death metal record this year. The drum work is top-notch also, and this is a very well-rounded piece of death metal brutality. So if you're a fan of Mortal Decay, you will certainly enjoy this new record. I certainly did, and I hope you do too. So the number 20 spot goes to Mortal Decay. Coming in at number 19, Integrity, Suicide Black Snake. Now, Integrity are one of those bands that have been around for a very long time, and they cross the fine line between both worlds, those worlds being hardcore and metal. And they have been very highly influential in both musical, lyrical ideas, the visual aspects, the artwork, just the inspiration. Integrity are legends at their craft, in my opinion. And with Suicide Black Snake, they really stepped their game up and proved why they are such a dominating force and why they almost have been as dominating as they have for almost 25 years now. It's insane they've been around that long, and it's really inspiring to see Integrity do what they do best. I mean, Dwid Hellion is an incredible frontman. Just amazing vocals, really hard-working stuff. The songwriting, the musicianship on here is very top quality. Anything less you wouldn't expect. This is Integrity doing what Integrity know how to do, and they deliver it through all of the songs that appear on here. I Know Where Everyone Lives, Beast is Gods, All Is None, Lucifer Before the Day Doth Go. Just some really top of the heap tracks going on here. Integrity are a very relevant and dominant force within both hardcore and metal. And Suicide Black Snake is definitely a marquee release for them. I am very happy with this album. Number 19 on my list goes to Integrity. Coming in at number 18, Voivod, Target Earth. Voivod are one of the most well-known and legendary names within the Canadian metal scene. Very inspiring with their earlier thrash albums, and then moving forward into the more proggy, modernized sound that you know Voivod best for. This really, to me, is what truly represents the current era of Voivod. Just the emotion, the passion, the hard work, the incredible attention to detail that's going on here with this album. It's just the typical Voivod package done in a very, very respectful and tasteful way. I mean, the title track, Klus Kapokam, Warcaic, just some really, really complex musicianship going on here. I love the vocals. I love the drum work. The guitar and bass work is incredibly complex here. That's what I really love about Target Earth, is the conceptual aspects of it. Very, very weird, very crazy, but that's what you would normally expect from a Voivod record, is just some really, really tripped out stuff. And with Target Earth, they deliver a record that's just really representative of what Voivod stand for now. Of course, their classic work will always remain classics like Roar and Killing Technology, War and Pain, even Dimension Hatros. But as far as their newer material is concerned, Target Earth is definitely one of the best and most inspired albums I've heard this band do. This was one of the very first releases that I almost could consider near perfect that came out this year. And Target Earth is still a joy to listen to. And it's still amazing that these guys can still bang their heads and make some incredible metal. Number 18 on my list goes to Voivod. Coming in at number 17, Immolation, Kingdom of Conspiracy. Now, I'll be perfectly honest and admit that I haven't really listened to the new Immolation as much as I recently have. And I will say, for the fact that this album does seem to be a little bit more within the modernized sound that Immolation are best known for, but Immolation really are still one of the best, most hardest working bands within American death metal, and this record showcases them delivering the goods and creating some very, very memorable music. I mean, Ross Dolan and Robert Vigna are an incredible team. The guitar riffs on here are just so dizzying and mesmerizing. I love the guitar riffs that are going on here. There are so many memorable riffs going on here. I mean, songs like Keep the Silence, The Great Sleep, A Spectacle of Lies, just some really, really top quality songwriting going on here. Ross Dolan delivering great vocal work as usual. The lyrical content is top notch in my opinion still. Yeah, and even getting to see them live earlier in the year with the Decibel Magazine tour with Cannibal Corpse and Napalm Death showcases that they are still a powerhouse live and they still can make magic happen. Kingdom of Conspiracy is a very, very fun album. I don't know how it would compare to looking back in retrospect to their stuff like the Providence EP or even Majesty and Decay, but I still have a soft spot for Kingdom of Conspiracy. I still think it's an awesome listen, and if you're a fan of Immolation, definitely give it a try. If you don't already have it, go get it. Get it on CD or vinyl or whatever format you feel is best for you. Coming in at number 16, Gorguts, Colored Sands. Now, this year seems to have been a really, really top quality year when it comes to comeback records. This album and one other album in particular come to mind, that other album being the new Carcass album, Surgical Steel. But in all honesty, I got more enjoyment out of the new Gorguts than I did the new Carcass, because the new Gorguts definitely has a bit of a theatrical vibe to it. I mean, just the conceptual styles within the lyrics, that Tibetan mountain type of feeling when you read the lyrics and just go through the quotes within the booklet. The concept is mountainous, but just as mountainous is the music itself. And Luke LeMay should really pat himself on the back for creating a project that and an album that's just so bold and so daring. I love what he's done here with this album. I mean, the first half of this album is just so crazy. I mean, Le Toit du Monde, An Ocean of Wisdom, Forgotten Arrows, Just some incredible songs. I mean, I honestly consider An Ocean of Wisdom to be one of the heaviest songs to be released this year. And then once the interlude of the Battle of Chamdo comes on, you take a more progressive kind of direction with the album. Much longer songs and a much more detailed idea. I mean, going to songs like Absconders and Reduced to Silence, I mean, it's just so devastating, the attention to detail being put forth with Colored Sands. I mean, I love the guitar riff here, the guitar work here from both Luke LeMay and Kevin Hofnagel. Colin Marston is a great bassist, and his bass work, I think, is very good here. John Longstreth doing what he does best here with the drums. I enjoy his drum performance a great deal here. Such intensity and such patience, delivering the kind of speeds that he does. I think it's really, really incredible. I had a great time with this record, and hopefully next year I will be able to see them with Carcass and the Black Dahlia Murder and Noisem for the 2014 Decibel Tour. So, number 16 on my list is Colored Sands by Gorguts. Coming in at number 15, Lantern Below. Finnish death metal is just so awesome. And there has been quite a lion's share of it within 2013. I mean, from bands such as Vorum, Crypts, and even the mighty Convulse coming out with some stuff this year with their Inner Evil EP and their new full-length Evil Awaits. But of all of the Finnish death metal that I've listened to this year, this one album from Lantern has been the one album I've been coming back to the most. It's so unique. It's so original. There is a ton of replayability going on with this album, and just the heaviness that's being brought forth here with this album is just amazing. The vocals are so different. They seem to be in an almost chant-like state. I really, really enjoy this guy's vocal style, the way he delivers his lyrics. It's almost kind of a cryptic type of sermon going on here. Very hellish, very dark, very evil. The musicianship is just amazing. I mean, the riffs on Revenant are just so awesome. I love the guitar on that track. The bass is good too. The drums are awesome too. And for it being just a duo, they really, really bring forth such heaviness. I really wish it was a much longer record, but for what it is, Below is an incredible album, and I do consider it my favorite album within the Finnish death metal scene for this year. I'm optimistic to find out what's going to be happening for 2014. It's going to be awesome. So number 15 on my list goes to Lanterns Below. Coming in at number 14, Bissell. I'm not even going to pronounce the name of this album. You can look it up for yourself. Now, this band sort of shrouds themselves in secrecy almost. Pretty much hoods and robes and an almost mysterious look to them. I mean, this album came out as a self-release earlier in the year, towards, I want to say, January. But that really, really went by and sold very fast. But thanks to the great people at Profound War Records, this album got reissued. And I'm very happy that I was able to get my hands on this. Because, I mean, if you're into stuff like Immolation or Ulcerate or even Portal or Impetuous Ritual, Bissell have that almost oppressive death metal, doom metal kind of style. And the music on here is just incredibly top-notch, very intriguing musicianship. I just love the scariness that's being delivered within the guitar riffs. The vocals are just scary sounding. Just the atmosphere of everything is just amazing. You're in awe. You're in shock once you listen to this album. And I think it's really, really incredible the amount of detail that's put onto this album in the production, the visual aspects, the lyrics. This new Abyssal record is amazing. If you've never heard of Abyssal, now is an opportunity to finally get acquainted with this band and this amazing set of work. Number 14 on my list goes to the new Bissell. Once again, an album title that I cannot pronounce. Coming in at number 13, Thou Art Lord, The Regal Pulse of Lucifer. Thou Art Lord are one of those great bands to really, really, truly represent what the Greek black metal scene is like. I mean, akin to one of the greatest Greek metal bands of the country, Rotting Christ. Now, I know Rotting Christ came out with an album this year as well, and I liked it, but I kind of wish it was better. This Thou Art Lord album is what the new Rotting Christ should have been, in my opinion, because it is just so natural. It is so authentic. I love the ideas being brought forth on the Regal Pulse of Lucifer, the vocal style, the guitar riffs, the musicianship, the drums, the bass, the lyrics. It's all here, and this album is the total package when it comes to Greek black metal. Really one of the best and most inspired pieces of work that this band has put out. Definitely an old school feeling when you listen to this kind of album. I loved it from the minute I first heard it, and once I finally was able to get a copy of it, I just continued to jam it some more. This is top quality Greek black metal, and if you're a fan of Thou Art Lord, you will enjoy this new record. So number 13 is The Regal Pulse of Lucifer by Thou Art Lord. Coming in at number 12, Autopsy, The Headless Ritual. Now, if you're a death metal fan, you have to at least know who Autopsy are. I mean, these guys are legends, death metal pioneers, I would say. In 2011, they really brought themselves back into the metal scene with Macabre Eternal. That album was just so epic. Long songs, crazy ideas. That album was their way of saying, hey, we're back. Get ready for the horror and the onslaught. And that album just kicked ass. And once I found out about the Headless Ritual, I had no idea what they were going to do. And once I listened to it, I realized they decided to just scale things back just a little bit. Strip themselves down just a little. But yet they deliver a record that's just so nasty and devastating. I just love the music that they bring forth to the table here. I mean, songs like Slaughter at Beast House, She Is a Funeral, When Hammer Meets Bone, just some really, really gritty musicianship going on here. I just love the wild, frenzied craziness that goes on within the guitar riffs. I think it's amazing. The bass work is awesome. Chris Reifert is once again a madman on the drums and the vocals. Just so natural sounding. I just love the way that everything feels and the way everything sounds. I really wish that Eric Cutler got involved more when it comes to the vocals, because he pretty much stole the show on Macabre Eternal, and on his really shining moment, Running from the Goat Head, he really, really gets the job done here with this with that song. But I think this is awesome. I really wasn't expecting a sequel to Macabre Eternal. I didn't really want that, but yet they delivered a death metal record that is just so bone-crushing. That's what Autopsy know how to do, and apparently they're going to be coming out with something next year, so hopefully for my sake, that it'll rule just as much as this album did. So, number 12 on my list is The Headless Ritual by Autopsy. And coming in at number 11, Centurion, Contra Rationum. Centurion are one of the best death metal bands to come out of the Netherlands. And when I listened to this album, I really, really was amazed by the level of old school, pure, raw, unadulterated death metal. I mean, honestly, listening to this album definitely reminds me of older Deicide records, preferably the self-titled and Legion. That's the type of ideas and vibes that I got from listening to Contra Rationum, just because of how quick-paced this album is. Probably one of the best-paced death metal records to come out this year. And with Contra Rationum, you just get some great, great musicianship going on here. The riffs are just tremendous. The bass work is good. Seth Vanderloo doing great drum work as usual. The vocals here are just nasty, gritty, disgusting. I love the vocal style. I love the lyrical style. This is probably one of the purest pieces of death metal I've heard all this year. I really, really had a fun time listening to it. And if you're a fan of what Centurion has put out in the past, you'll definitely find something to enjoy with Contra Rationum. I think this is an amazing album and definitely something for the true fan of death metal in you. So, number 11 on my list is Contra Rationum by Centurion. So that concludes the first half of my top 20 list. Next video will be 10 through 1. So I'm going to conclude this video. Thanks all for watching. Thanks for joining my channel. And until the next time, Armijo out.